month 6 of a food forest installation business, pollinator gardens, native plants, fruit trees, all that stuff. I want these to be all over the world, all over the United States. Fruit trees, native plants everywhere, protecting native ecosystems, habitat, wildlife, growing people healthy food so everyone has access to the highest quality, nutritional, fresh, vine ripened, tree ripened fruit from nutritious soil without chemicals so they can have that experience, so that we don't have to kill as many animals in factory farming, get people to get in touch with their own food, local farms. And I want this to be everywhere. I want these to be integrated into our neighborhoods, into our schools. I want the countryside even to be done in regenerative agroforestry systems. And so overall, what I'm thinking about now, as far as what do I have to do in the business, is how to get consistent clients. But as I work on that, I'm also constantly thinking about how that is going to tie into like the long-term vision, how that's going to happen long-term. So for example, doing social media here is unlikely to get me consistent clients actually buying food for us as fast as other marketing methods. However, long term, having this dialed in, continuing to grow the social media over the next 5 to 10 years is what's going to allow me to actually help empower others, bring the most value, and get this to be done at as large of a scale as possible. So basically, this is just an update. What am I doing in my business video? Like I said, it's month 6, social media, cold email marketing outreach I'm going to be working on, as well as just manual cold calling. So that's essentially the email outreach using software is going to cost me money. It is something that maybe in the next 6 months, maybe even in the next 3 months, maybe longer, I will get to a very profitable point after lots of testing. I'll get it to where I can send a certain amount of email marketing for $300 and make $2,000, whatever it may be. I can get it to the point where I have consistent leads at a certain cost, and I can keep reproducing that result. And now manual outreach is going door to door, cold calling, cold emailing. I can do that for free. Really, there's nothing stopping me because I can do that for free and get some amount of clients. Now, the nice thing with the food forest is you're often doing bigger projects. When you get a project, that's great. I do small projects as well, 1-day projects, 2-day projects, just small little garden installations. But overall, I'd say one thing I'm really thinking about today is just connecting that day-to-day working on technical marketing things to this long-term vision. And it's this kind of paradox where it's very disconnected, because when I think about the long-term vision, I can bring myself to tears. I feel extremely motivated, but it's hard to go from that to wanting to go and do like the daily grind of sending out emails, calling random people. It almost feels like I want it to just happen synchronistically. Like, yeah, it's hard to explain, but I'm basically just working on these things. And I don't know, one thing, I just made a huge series on reality transurfing, so maybe someone remembers that. I got the book over here somewhere. In reality transurfing, it says you shouldn't sit around waiting for inspiration to strike. You've got to just start taking action, and that's how it will happen. I do find that when a week's gone by and I've made a lot of work and I'm like, okay, that is done, I'm moving closer to this goal, I'm feeling very inspired. When I'm working on these things and I really get into it, I start to feel very inspired. So it's kind of this paradox, but I just really want to be coming from the right place, from a place where I'm being pulled towards something positive instead of pushed by something negative, where it comes from a place of giving, having a long-term vision for what I want the world to look like, instead of like lower selfish egoic desires, just wanting to make money. I want to really be training myself constantly to be coming from the highest source of motivation, the most deep source of energy and motivation that there is. So that's something I want to build, but at the same time, I think I need to just sometimes just start calling people. Just call random people, look up who wants, like the type of people I think might want a garden, find them, get their contact. So this is the video, month 6 of starting a food forest installation business. And where I am right now is I've just been grinding away, working at these systems. And I really just can't wait to get out there and start building food forests. I really find that to be super fulfilling. You're outside, you're in the sun, you're planting native plants. It's great. But also, you're not doing that terribly much. I think as far as long-term fulfillment and long-term mission, it's going to go far beyond just having a steady stream of food for us to build really that is going to be the foundation that when I have that in place, then shit starts to really happen and it'll just compound and compound and compound. Like I said, if you're just being motivated by wanting to make money, not wanting to work a corporate job, you're just going to be constantly pushed. As soon as you get away from that, you're not going to be motivated. If you're pulled towards some grand long-term vision that seems completely unattainable, the more steps you take, the more that compounds, the more the motivation builds, the more you get into a flow with it. So that's what I really want to work on. But it's almost like if I was being pushed by fear, it would be easier to just be like, man, I just got to call some people and sell a food forest. But I don't know, maybe not. That just wouldn't be a productive place to be. I don't feel good doing that. And I don't really buy this whole idea that you need to just be unhappy for a while in order to make these things happen. I think you can do it from a place of positive psychology from the beginning. I don't think I need to be in a place of fear working with all this stuff, even though I am taking a lot of risks. So that's the update. Like I said, we're 6 months in. It's half a year. And I can't believe it's been half a year since I started this food forest installation business. I have come so far, having so much systems in place. I'm excited to see what happens in the next half a year, especially in the next year, so 18 months total. I think I'll be able to get all these systems very well in place, start to build more and more food forests, and just compound, use that for social media, eventually build the social media to a point where I can't even I can't even service all the free leads I'm getting, all the people who want me to build them a food forest. And then eventually help empower other people. I don't know how that's going to happen, but really just like changing our social narratives, getting more people to think about how important our ecosystems are, our native plants are, having healthy food is, just inspiring someone to go build their own food forest would be just as good as building someone for someone else. So that's the video. Like I said, month 6, I keep ending and then saying one more thing, but we're going to end it here. Peace. If you want me to build you a food forest, I'd say go to Instagram, message me. No, let's do email. Email Eternal Harvest Gardens, 3 words all together, eternalharvestgardens@gmail.com. Send me an email there. I will build you or design you a food forest. Peace.